Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and to another video. Today we are talking about just the climate of dating, how divisive these voices are on the internet when it comes to men and women, but more specifically when it comes to the men. I have been really noticing a major shift in the men lately. I don't know what's going on, what's in the water, but there's just been an influx of men hating women. And please don't get in the comments talking about what women are doing. Obviously, there's issues with women as well, and things are shifting there as well. But this is not what I'm talking about in this video. We're talking about what I'm seeing, what I have noticed with the men. And I had my own personal experience with being attacked by men on the internet. And I've been seeing a lot of that going on where men are going out of their way to disrespect women online and wanting to argue with women. And not that this would be justifiable either, but I can see it if women are the women who are being attacked are being disrespectful or, just doing something to provoke these men. But in my experience, I was simply, and this has happened on Threads. Threads is like its own entity, its own world, but and it's it's overpopulated with people's opinions and a lot of people talking about dating on there. But my most recent attack from men on there was from a thread that I posted where I said, if he blocked you, you won. Let that sink in for a second. I just want you to let that sink in for a second and really think about where that could be offensive. Like, why would a man take offense to that? I was so confused. I was like, you would have thought I talked about these men's mother. You would have thought I had a relationship with them and I cheated on them. I slept with their brother. Like the way these men attacked me, the way these men disrespected me, I've never been called so many B words. I am not exaggerating. I wish that I did not delete those replies because I would literally put them in this video so that you guys can see how crazy it was. I deleted a lot of those replies and then I also turned off my comments because it was just like constantly coming. And I just was like, I don't want this negative energy living on, my page. So I turned off the comments and then I blocked a whole bunch of these men. But I was getting all types of insults, stuff like your mistake. That's why he didn't stick around. Oh, you definitely were the problem because men don't just block. You must have been insufferable. You must be a bird brain. I mean, I could go on and on and on and on about the disrespect that I experienced, that I received on there. And it was really crazy. But that was the second time that happened. That one was just worse than it was the last time. And it was so many, it triggered these men for some reason. I don't understand why. My post was very innocent. I was really trying to encourage women or anyone who has been blocked or rejected in that way, that if someone rejects you, that's a protection. God allowed it for a reason, and God is redirecting you. And so whatever the reason may be, you know what I'm saying? So in my situation, I was blocked because the person could not have their way with me. The person wanted the relationship to go a certain way. I was not acceptant of the way that they wanted to have, a relationship with me. And that was the result. To give a little bit more context with that situation, the person was trying to be sexual with me, aggressively trying to be sexual with me, and I rejected him. And so that must have been, a knock to his ego. And maybe that was his way of, getting his power back, taking his power back, or not feeling so like where his ego was so bruised. I don't know. I'm not a man, so feel free, men, to tell me what that means in man language. I don't know. But the man blocked me, right? And when he blocked me, I was devastated when he blocked me. I still wanted to have a relationship with him. And so, it didn't take, it took time for me to get to a place where I was appreciative and grateful for the block, where I was like, you know what? That means it's not from God, because my person wouldn't do that to me. So I went down a different path. I didn't want to rant about that, but I just wanted to show how loud and wrong these men were in these comments, and how they just jumped to conclusions about why I got blocked, me having bad box, me being insufferable, all the things. None of that was the reason. As a matter of fact, I couldn't have been more perfect in the relationship. But that's a story for another day. My point of bringing that up is that there is just a severe hatred of women that is going on in this generation. And I think it probably started before this, but with the whole Kevin Samuels movement, I remember going on Kevin Samuels live one time, and I just was being nosy, trying to check out what was going on over there, because I just wanted to see what the hype was about, because I just kept on seeing these different viral clips of him being brutally honest with women. And, it just was, I was just curious. It just sparked my interest. So went on there, and when I seen the live comments, it was like majority men. There was a lot of men in the comments, and they were like Kevin Samuels stands. I'm talking about these men were just living for this man, okay, in his rhetoric. And I remember he used to like stop the live sometimes and be like, I'm not going to keep going if y'all don't get these likes up. And if I don't get some more donations, I'm not here for free. I don't know who y'all think I am, but y'all better try again. And y'all got X amount of time to get the likes up and to get this amount of money donated, or I'm cutting this off. And when I tell you, these people would flood him with donations and likes, again, majority men. How, as a grown man, are you allowing another man to talk to you like that? And then you actually comply and do what he said. Actually give up your money after he done punked you and talked to you like you his son. But that was crazy to me to see that play out. But just to see how these men in the chat were so angry with women. This is like these men hated women. And my thing is, if you hate women so bad, you don't have to you don't have to disrespect. You don't have to, tear us down. You don't have to attack us. Just go be with a man if you hate women so bad. And I understand that some of these men have been hurt, they've been betrayed, and things like that. I also have been hurt and I also been betrayed, but I do not go out of my way to attack men or just attack anybody, because I understand that this new man over here is not the man that hurt me. He does not deserve for me to take things out on him that I went through with this other man. But again, I understand I'm a woman. I also understand that I have emotional intelligence and not everybody has that. So I, yeah, I want to respond to this clip because this clip speaks to kind of the climate of men right now, but kind of how we got here, because the elders have kind of like laid the foundation for the men. And when the elders haven't done a great job of laying the foundation and showing you men what it should be, then of course there's going to be you're going to breed, you know, there's going to be a perpetuation of men mistreating women. But what's interesting in this clip with Clifton Powell is that the younger generation is more woke. They're seeing the error and what is wrong with the men in the generations before them, and they're actually calling them out on it. And when I've seen a lot of these attacks that are coming from men, I'm noticing that it's a lot of the older generation. And I'm talking about men that are like 40s and up. I'm noticing that those are the men that are like hating women. And there's some like in their 30s too, like probably like mid 30s. But maybe a little bit younger, but less. I say 35 and under are the woke ones. And then like above that is like you see a lot of the hatred against women. And I think it's because they have been directly influenced by the Clifton Powells of the world. So let's watch this clip really quick and discuss it when we're done.
Not even white people perspective, just from a scientific perspective, yes. Unless science is not wrong and the brain is not made with it. So when I hurt my girl, which I've done over and over, and I commend her for even being.
Hurting her over and over again is crazy. Like, we all have a moral compass, and you don't need someone to tell you, hey, you're doing something wrong, to stop. You should have the common sense that this is wrong and I should stop. So how many times do you have to keep doing your girl wrong before you're like, I need to change this and I need to get some help, or maybe I just need to not be in a relationship with her right now? Like, at what point do you get to there?
And I said it to me, and I said it in my podcast, and I'm gonna say this and stop. I called one of my partners who's brilliant. He said, when you hurt somebody, where you leave them is where they stay. So I think our parents, our grandparents, our uncles, the people that raised us, those men who treated the women outside the house nice, but then put the thumb on the grandmama and put the thumb on the girlfriend or whoever. They are all, it all comes from out of all of that. And I think that's what makes me excited that we're going to bring the women and the uncles and we need to bring them all in here. But go ahead, what are you going to say?
The one thing that I just want to talk about in Luke, make sure I say the name right, crop this part out. Okay. What Luke brought up was like accountability. Like, yes, we can talk about, what our families did to us, all this, all that, but eventually, and I know why people try and say this, and I really don't like that, but eventually it comes a point where you have to decide, how do I want to live my life? I haven't talked to my daddy in 6 years. I don't give a fuck about what my family has gone through. I know where I will go. So it's like, you can only say that for so long. Black women are tired, and, kind of like putting onto them like, hey, you didn't do this entirely, because everybody in here, several people have talked about going to counseling. Have that upon yourself. Stop waiting for a woman to tell you what you need to do. Take that upon
let me
yourself.
Let me address that real quickly. For me, I didn't know fucking how to
Can
love.
I say one more thing? No, I have to say this, because another thing that happens is, too, you live your life for so long, and I'm not meaning no disrespect by this.
It's all right, just say it, bro.
But when you hit your 60s and your 70s, I want to be right.
Okay, but let me.
I want to live my life right. I want someone to take care of me and protect me, and that's what a lot of women have issues with.
Because I'm living it right the fuck now.
As I said,
listen to
I said 60s and 70s.
Let me say this.
Don't overtalk me.
I'm gonna fucking overtalk you because you're talking out of line.
But you're not gonna disrespect me.
You don't know what the fuck you talking about.
I am.
I do. Love it.
I do.
You don't know what the fuck you talking about.
Oh, I do.
You can't.
I do.
Woo-hoo, that got heated. But it's so crazy to see Clifton Powell at his mature age just losing his temper like that. Not being able to even have a conversation where someone's disagreeing with him and he does not go to that level of anger or even insulting someone. That is a sign of someone with a very low IQ. If you cannot have a conversation with someone and they're disagreeing with you and you don't get to the point, and you get to the point where you're insulting them and you're angry and you're getting aggressive, you are underdeveloped. You have not matured. But without even seeing that part, we know that he was underdeveloped just with the fact that he is, I guess, pushing 70 and he is just now getting to the point where he knows how to treat a woman, but he's not all the way there. That is, I don't even have the words. I literally do not have the words. I don't even know what to say about that. All I can say is that that is sad, and it is a decision that he has made for himself. Because you cannot sit here and tell me, you cannot pay me to believe that this man did not have the opportunity to make the right decision and treat a woman right, and that he did know what to do. He did not make the decision to do it. He chose to be selfish, and he chose to give in to his lust and his own desires at the end of the day. So you don't need a woman to tell you, you don't need even like a pastor to tell you. Life itself will teach you the right decision and what the wrong decisions are. It's just inevitable. So we all have a choice to do the right or the wrong thing. And so this was very interesting to see, but it's very sad. And really, I just want to see more men, like some of the other men at the table. You can watch the full interview on your own, but more men just have a true protection and love for women that is godly, where they want to build women up and not tear women down. And they want women to be just truly loved. So that's what I would like to see more of. I do understand that we have so much work to do, and I don't know what it's like in other communities. I see this type of behavior in the Black community because I'm Black. I'm a part of the Black community. So I'm seeing this hatred for women and the attack on Black women specifically in our community. So I don't know what it's like with the other races, but our men need a lot of healing. Our men need restoration, and they need better examples, period. Better examples of the right way. When you have men like Clifton Powell, men like Shannon Sharp and stuff like those influences keep our community just behind. It keeps our community behind. And that's why we don't have the progression that we should have at this point. Self-control is very powerful. Discipline is very powerful. And so I believe that with the younger generation, there is hope, and that we may see a change with the younger generation. But it's crazy because I just told my mom recently that I'm just noticing the younger men just get it. They just understand it. I was working a job last year and I was working with a young man who was 22 years old. And he was like, his goal in life is to get married, have his own family. And I asked him, does he think he's too young for that? No. He was like, I'm ready right now. And even my younger brother, who's 24, just proposed to his girlfriend. He's been faithful to her. He's been with her, I think, for about 4 or 5 years. And he even was like, I want to get married. I don't have a desire to be out here in these streets. I want to be with one woman. And he just wants to be faithful. That's not something that he thinks is cool. And he did not have that growing up. The men that he had as mentors and my dad even, he's seen so much of womanizers and cheating and players and stuff like that. And here he is wanting to be a faithful man and being a faithful man. So it's like, it's not an excuse. It's really not an excuse. Oh, I didn't have anybody show me that. I didn't have anyone to show me how to be a wife. I didn't have anyone to show me how to be faithful to a man. I didn't even see marriage growing up. Yet I want to be married. I do not have a desire to be out here twerking and be doing, I don't know, Jezebel activities, I guess. And I've seen all that growing up. I've seen all of that, but I don't have a desire for it. And so at the end of the day, do you want to have a better life and change the trajectory of your life and learn from others' mistakes? Because that's what wisdom is, not just learning from your own mistakes, but is looking at other people's situations and learning from their mistakes as well. I always have to go through stuff to learn. Actually, it's better not to. I digress, but let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you again in the next video.